Hello, and this week's Blackboard tip for August 19th will be using Turnitin to check for originality on a student assignment. What this means is that if you believe that a student's paper may be copied from another resource, you can run it through this website to check a look to see that it is original work. To do this, go into your course in Blackboard, go into a content area. In this case here, I'm going to go into the not covered folder. I have some ones that I've already built here, but we're going to start one from scratch. To build it from scratch, go to Assessments, Turnitin Direct Assignment. This will create the assignment for you. You need to create a name. Just call this here Sample Turnitin Assignment. Do an assignment description, Turnitin Project. And it will ask you for the submission type. File upload is Word documents. Files text submission would be if you wanted to have them type it into there. Number of parts is how many submission parts you want to have. It will usually be 1. Overall grade, we're recommending that you put in 0 so it does not add in extra points into the gradebook. If you're having students submitting this, you can set their start date where they can submit, the due date when they have to submit it by, and post date is the date that they will see the grades. How this is different than Blackboard is that you cannot submit a Turnitin assignment late. If you want a student to submit it late, you need to change the due date. Some other options here, report generation. You can generate reports immediately. First report's final. If you want to have multiple submissions, you can change this option to the second option. If you want to exclude the bibliography or quoted material, you can set these checkboxes to yes. You can change these, but for the most part, keep these the same. You want to not excluding small matches and not set a minimum value to exclude. If you want the students to be able to view the report, say yes. Allow late submissions. Again, if you do this as yes, it will keep it open forever. If you say no, the student will not be able to submit past the due date. Paper repository. Standard repository is the student papers that are submitted that it's going to check against. If you want to add it to the repository, select standard repository. If you do not, say no repository. If you want to check student stored papers, say yes. Checking internet websites, journals and publications, select yes or no on these options. These are the 3 sources in which it checks: stored student papers, internet websites, and journals and publications. If you want to reveal the grades to the student, say yes. And to ignore Turnitin grades in your gradebook, say yes here to ignore it. I'm going to recommend that you say yes unless this will be the submission points in your gradebook. When you're done, click on Submit, and it will create the Turnitin assignment. To submit it as a student, you can go into the Submit box here. When you go and click on Submit, you'll see your submission options here. Again, file upload is for Word documents, probably the most common one. You have to select a student. This will link the paper to the student, but will also notify them that you have submitted it to Turnitin. If you don't want to do this, you can use the test student option. However, you may have to change the test student email address's profile. So we go into here, we'll create a submission title. We'll just call it test paper. There's only one part, so again, we'll submit this as part 1. Then I'll browse my computer for a Word document to submit. And then click on Submit. When it's done, I want to click on the submissions inbox. Then I go through and actually click either on the title or the similarity report. Probably after about 20 to 30 minutes, you'll see it on this screen. If you want to rush it along, you can click here on the paper title. You'll see the information here on the screen. It will tell you what's original, which means not used from other sources. And if you want to view it in more detail, click on Close. Click on the Originality tab up here. And you can see the information that appears on the right. So in this case here, you can see this document is 0% similar. It is completely unique. I'm going to close out of this one though, and I'm going to show you a different assignment that isn't so unique. Again, I go into the assignment, submissions inbox, and I'm going to click here on the title. So in this one here, 78% similar. If I want to view the areas that are from a different source, I can click here on originality, and each source would be listed here one by one. In this case here, it's telling you this site, chronicle.com, has got 78% of this information. It gives you the information underneath. If you want to actually view the website, you can actually view these items here underneath. It gives you the URL that you can go to and actually view how similar it is. When you're done, you can click the back arrow to come back into all the listing and close out of the document to turn it in. If you've made this available for students, they could view their own reports, but you would have to select the student's profile as you add in the assignment. This is the end of the tutorial for Turnitin. Hopefully it provided the information you need to check for originality.